So what's up guys, and welcome to Ívar's Fly Workshop. Today we will be tying an Icelandic pattern, well, Icelandic, not Icelandic, by myself. It's not like a new invention or anything like that, but it is a fly that I managed to hook a really big fish last summer, but it broke the tippet or the leader of my setup, and I had like a 18 lips leader, and it snapped it just like a small thread. So it was a really big fish. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you like the channel and the video, you can consider to support the channel. You will find like a link to my PayPal account in the video's description, and you will find the fly pattern there too. I'm using an NS118 classic streamer hook from Ahrex number 6 for this fly, and the lead dumbbell eyes, or the lead-free dumbbell eyes I'm using a Semperfli 80 black thread for this classic waxed thread. And to attach the eyes of the fly, you have to do like what I'm doing, zigzagging 5, 6, 7 wraps each way, and then you cross it to like the other direction, and I'm always wrapping away from myself. So like this, few of them, and then I change to go this way. This you have to do to build up like a kind of like a thread base, and then we go under the eyes in circles. That's you tighten all the wraps, and maybe it's a good idea to put like a Zap-a-gap on the eyes. It's up to you guys to do. But at least to do this with the thread, what I'm doing, that is to make sure that the eyes are really stuck. Green head, and head would be with a big H in the name, because grænhöfði or green head. Green is the body of a fly, of course, but this is very unlike the fly I had this day. And the spot I lost the fish at is called höfði. That means head. So green head will be the name of it. And with another body color, like orange, it will be orange head or something. Just an idea for a name. I take a whole marabou feather, and the whole hook length will be the length of the tail. Maybe one thing to keep in mind is that when we are wrapping dumbbell eyes on, it will be maybe a good idea to have like a stronger thread. Then we wrap the thread forward like this, and then snap off the remains of the marabou. This particular marabou feather is bought in the US. When I went to Florida, I went to Bass Pro shop with a friend of mine who lives in Florida. I was guiding him here in Iceland. Actually not fly fishing guiding or anything. I was working as a commercial tour guide as well for years before I started law school, and those people I met on the road, and ever after we've been friends. So Nathan, if you're watching in Florida, or your wife, I say hello to you and your family. Anyways, with that fly I'm using for the body, I'm using a Gold Holographic Fleck chenille from Semperfli in this fluor green. If you have like a Chartruese green or some sort of like a poison greenish color, that is an excellent pick for this fly. And the idea, there is a story with this fly. one guy who was fishing with us, he was using like a Chartruese spinner. I don't spin fishing I don't do that anymore. I used to do like years and years back, like over 20 years. And he was doing quite a fine catch with his lure, and that was in Chartruese color and some black parts of it too. And I thought maybe there would be like by any chance possible to tie something as big as this. Actually, the fly that I caught the fish on that broke my leader and just went away with the fly. That fly was like half a size bigger than this. Quite difficult to cast it when it had heavy dumbbell eyes on it. So I decided to tie this just on the hook set of 6. But it's like fluffy and it pushes water. That is what I think that might attract the fish too. It creates vibrance in the water. And just as a safety, we will just trim a little bit on the lower part of it to keep the hook gap open, to increase the chance of not losing strikes on the fly. And I like to, on this fly, I like to place the dumbbell eyes where I'm placing them. Before we finish, I'm gonna put like a SiliLegs on it, and we have those SiliLegs from Semperfli, of course. They will give the fly like it gives it movement in the water and motion in the water. One thing you can add to this fly, if you like, you can add some sparkling or something, or some holographic for the tail or something. I don't do that for this fly. It's very simple fly and very, I would say, quite fast tied. It does not take too much time to produce lots of this pattern and in various colors. White, definitely. Go for white, red, and some colors you like. So I'm snapping 2 legs for the bottom part and or the wing part, sorry, not the bottom, and then one for the bottom, or the bearding part. So I put them together like equal length, and snap them with our scissors, and then I'll place them on the place them on here and make sure they are tied down. And this is about the length of the legs, and I don't trim them or anything. Like I just use the whole part of it. And do like this. So they're like acting like a wing, but it's I don't know why, but it attracts fish. And then for the lower part of the fly, I will be using the same, except just one strand of the legs. I was going to tell you this story with this fish. That fly actually that he escaped with and broke my leader, that had like a Chartruese, like a vibrant Chartruese game changer chenille in it. So it was really dense fly, and you could really feel when you did a drag and when you pulled the fly in, you could feel like it had resistance in the water, and that is why I like the Fleck chenille for this. And creating resistance in the water, it will be like muddler minnow and those patterns that are like thick, some deer hair patterns that go on the surface or like a little bit under the surface to create some vibrance or vibrance in the water. It's not disturbed, but it sometimes gets a fish interested. That's my experience with this. fishing for brown trout in the Highland lakes in Iceland for some years. So green head is almost ready, even though it does not have a green head particularly, but I like to, for the motion of the fly, I like to place the dumbbell eyes where they are, simply because I'm using a sinking line, fast sinking line for this pattern, at least for the place I'm mostly fishing it in, which is the Highland lakes of the Central Highlands in Iceland. And I don't want it to have like too much jig, movement. Some, of course, it will get it that heavy, but also I have another fact for you to share with that area. That is to use a sinking line and to use a foam fly. Some fly type made with foam. The sinking line, if you just keep the leader just like a fathom or some not too long, the sinking line will pull the foam under water. And when you strip it, and then if you strip it and then you stop, you get like a jig movement of the foam fly, except a reverse jig, because it goes upwards, not downwards as a like a weighted fly would do. This is something which I've been using and working with for a few years, and I've been getting sometimes remarkably really nice results with this method. So whether I'm fishing with like flies, weighted flies or foam flies, it depends of course what kind of foam fly we have, but like a mouse, for example, like splinter or something like that, foam is not a bad idea sometimes for the sinking line setup, like a fast sinking. I'm speaking about really fast. And that the reason for the sinking line up in this area is, of course, those are mostly craters. The lakes are craters, old volcanic craters, and they are deep, really deep, some of them. It's like a cliff watching off when you watch down to the abyss. Anyways, grænhöfði or green head is ready for action next season. I just wanted to say to you guys, generously, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And support the channel if you find this video interesting and good content. And I will see you guys in the next one.